China just flew two sixth-generation fighter prototypes in public view. America's answer? Still classified. Boeing just started building a jet that costs $300 million each. That's 3 F-35s for one plane. The Air Force says it's worth it. The F-47 isn't just another fighter. It's the weapon that decides who controls the sky for the next 30 years. Here's why it terrifies every adversary. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. This channel breaks down the tech that shapes global power. You won't want to miss what's coming. Capability 10, high operational range. The Pacific Ocean is massive. Over 5,000 miles separate key conflict zones from Allied bases. The current fighters can't cover that distance without tankers. And tankers are easy targets. China knows this weakness. Their strategy banks on it. Push American tankers back. Force fighters to fly shorter missions. Control the airspace through geography alone. The Air Force has studied this problem for decades. Every simulation shows the same result. Without range, America loses access. Allies become isolated. Forward bases turn into death traps under missile fire. But the F-47 changes everything about distance in warfare. Over 1,000 nautical miles. That's the combat radius. Not total range, just combat radius. Meaning it flies that far, fights, and flies back. That's 25% more than anything America has today. This jet turns the Pacific into an American lake. Bases in Guam, Japan, Australia, all suddenly viable. The F-47 reaches targets that were unreachable before. Geography stops being China's advantage. But range like that doesn't come from magic. It comes from an engine revolution that changes how jets fly. Capability 9, variable cycle engines. Normal jet engines face a trade-off, fuel efficiency or raw power. You can't have both. The F-22 burns fuel like crazy at high speed. And the result? Short legs, limited reach. Engineers have known about this problem since the jet age began. Fast engines gulp fuel. Efficient engines lack thrust. Every fighter ever built makes this compromise, until now. The next generation adaptive propulsion program started years ago. The goal was to build an engine that shouldn't be possible. Both GE Aerospace and Pratt & Whitney competed for the contract. The technology they developed changes propulsion forever. The F-47 doesn't play by those rules. It has engines that shouldn't exist yet. Variable cycle engines. 3 streams of air instead of 2. One stream adjusts in real time during flight. Open it up and you get maximum fuel efficiency. Range doubles compared to the F-22. Close it down, it gives full thrust, Mach 2 speeds, super cruise without afterburners. The jet adapts mid-mission. 1 engine, 2 personalities. This isn't theoretical. These engines have been tested for years. They work. The F-47 gets to cruise efficiently across the Pacific, then switches to combat mode instantly. And once the F-47 gets there, the next question is simple. Can anyone even see it coming? Capability 8, stealth that makes radar useless. 5th generation stealth works against radar, but modern air defense doesn't just use radar anymore. Infrared sensors track heat. Visual systems scan the sky. Electronic warfare picks up emissions. Russia and China spent billions developing these multi-spectrum systems. They studied how American stealth works. They built counters, low-frequency radar to detect stealth shapes, infrared search and track systems to find engine heat, passive sensors to detect radio emissions. The F-22 and F-35 still work against most threats, but the margin is shrinking. Adversaries are getting better at detection. 5th generation stealth won't dominate forever. So how does the F-47 stay invisible against all of that? Next generation all-aspect broadband stealth. That's not marketing speak. It means the jet hides from everything. Radar cross-section, tiny, infrared signature, drastically reduced. The Air Force calls it spectral dominance. The F-47 doesn't just avoid radar, it vanishes across every spectrum. Enemy sensors see nothing. All aspect means stealth from every angle, not just frontal like earlier jets. The F-47 stays hidden even when turning, climbing, or evading. Broadband means it defeats radar across all frequencies. Low, high, everything in between. This jet was built to penetrate the most advanced air defenses on Earth. Capability 7. Ceramic coatings that survive hell. Stealth coatings are fragile. Rain damages them. Heat cracks them. High-speed flight tears them apart. The F-22 requires constant maintenance just to stay stealthy. Maintainers spend hours reapplying coatings after every mission. Each sortie degrades the surface. The jet sits in climate-controlled hangars. Field operations become nightmares. Combat conditions destroy stealth faster than technicians can repair it. This isn't sustainable in war. Real conflict means flying multiple sorties per day, operating from rough airfields, dealing with weather, debris, damage. Fifth-generation stealth coatings can't handle that stress. The F-47 flies faster and hotter than the F-22. So how does its stealth hold up? Advanced ceramic radar-absorbent materials. These coatings survive extreme heat, brutal rain, high-speed abrasion. They don't just deflect radar, they endure punishment. The jet stays stealthy mission after mission. No babying required. This is stealth built for war, not lab conditions. Ceramic compounds handle temperatures that would melt older coatings. The molecular structure stays intact through thermal cycling. Rain beads off instead of soaking in. Damage self-limits instead of spreading. The F-47 can operate from forward bases without losing stealth. That's a game changer for sustained operations. But survivability isn't just about materials anymore. It's about not fighting alone. Capability 6, drone command that multiplies firepower. One pilot, one jet. That's how air combat worked for a century. Limited firepower, limited reach, one target at a time. Pilots could only focus on so much. Track one enemy, engage one target, watch one threat sector. Even the best aviator has human limits. Situational awareness drops under stress. Task saturation kills. Meanwhile, the battlefield keeps expanding. More threats, more targets, more variables. A single pilot can't manage it all. Not anymore. The F-47 throws that model out. It doesn't fly alone. Collaborative combat aircraft, autonomous drone wingmen, the F-47 acts as quarterback, commanding multiple drones in real time. They scout ahead, jam enemy radar, launch missiles, draw fire. The F-47 coordinates everything from behind the front line. One pilot now controls an entire strike package, force multiplication without risking more lives. The drones handle high-risk missions, flying into air defenses, baiting enemy missiles, testing enemy reactions. The F-47 stays back, orchestrating the battle. If a drone gets shot down, it's replaceable. The pilot survives. The mission continues. This fundamentally changes how air combat works. And when you scale that idea up, the numbers start getting scary. Capability 5, 1,000 drones changing the math. Manned fighters are expensive. Pilots take years to train. Losing either is catastrophic. China knows this. So they're building fighters fast, betting on numbers. The economics don't favor America. China can produce jets cheaper. They can train pilots faster. Their industrial base outscales American production. In a sustained conflict, numbers matter. The Air Force currently operates around 1,800 fighters. That sounds like a lot. But subtract training aircraft, maintenance rotations, reserve requirements. The actual combat available fleet is far smaller. Maybe 600 jets ready at any moment. And against China's growing Air Force, that's not enough. America's response isn't more pilots, it's more machines. The Air Force plans to buy 1,000 collaborative combat aircraft. These drones cost a fraction of manned jets. They take risks pilots shouldn't. General Atomics and Anduril are building the first versions now. Cheap, expendable, effective. The F-47 leads them into battle. Quality meets quantity. America stops playing catch-up on numbers. Each F-47 potentially commands 4 to 6 drones. That's 185 manned fighters suddenly becoming over 1,000 combat platforms. The math shifts. China's numerical advantage erodes. And because drones cost less, America can afford to lose some. Attrition becomes acceptable again. But numbers don't win fights, information does. Capability 4, sensors that see everything first. Modern air combat happens beyond visual range. The jet that detects first, shoots first, wins. 5th generation fighters have good sensors. But 6th generation? It's a different league. Detection range matters more than speed or weapons. See the enemy at 200 miles? You launch first. They don't even know you're there yet. By the time their sensors pick you up, your missiles are already inbound. The F-22 and F-35 have excellent radar systems, but they're 20-year-old designs. Sensor technology has exploded since then. Processing power has increased exponentially. Data fusion has evolved. Adversaries have caught up to where America was in 2005. But what does different level actually mean for the F-47? The F-47 sensor suite remains classified, but Air Force leaders confirm it's a generational leap. It fuses data from the jet, its drones, satellites, and ground stations. Everything feeds into one picture. The pilot sees the entire battlefield in real time. Threats, targets, friendlies, all tracked simultaneously. And the enemy? Still guessing where the F-47 even is. This isn't just better radar, it's complete situational awareness. The F-47 knows where every enemy aircraft operates, where every missile launches from, where every radar searches. The drone wingmen feed additional sensor data. Satellites provide overhead intel. Ground stations share threat updates. All of it merges into one display. The pilot sees everything, decides faster, acts first. If you're learning something new here, drop a like. It helps the algorithm push this to more people who care about defense tech. Seriously, it makes a difference. And once you control the information, you control the battle. Capability 3, speed and super cruise without compromise. Speed matters in air combat, but afterburners guzzle fuel and light you up in the infrared. Super cruise, sustained supersonic flight without afterburners is the answer. The F-22 can do it. Barely. The F-22 super cruises around Mach 1.5. That's impressive, but it sacrifices range to do it. The fuel burn is still high, and the jet can't sustain that speed for long before tanks run dry. Most fighters can't super cruise at all. They need afterburners for supersonic flight. That creates a massive infrared signature. Enemy sensors detect the heat plume from hundreds of miles away. Stealth becomes worthless when you're lighting up like a flare. The F-47 takes super cruise to the next level. But how fast are we talking above Mach 2? That's confirmed. But unlike the F-22, the F-47 doesn't sacrifice range for speed. Those variable cycle engines let it supercruise efficiently. Fast, stealthy, long-ranged, all at once. No trade-offs. The jet arrives before the enemy knows it's coming. Mach 2 means roughly 1,500 miles per hour. That's crossing the Pacific in a fraction of the time current fighters need. Response time collapses. A crisis erupts in the Taiwan Strait. F-47s from Guam arrive in under an hour. The enemy doesn't have time to prepare. Speed creates surprise. Surprise creates advantage. Speed wins the race, but electronics decide whether the enemy even knows a race is happening. Capability 2, electronic warfare that blinds the enemy. Modern warfare is electronic. Radar guides missiles. Data links coordinate forces. Communications direct operations. Disrupt those systems and the enemy goes blind. China and Russia have invested heavily in electronic warfare. They can jam GPS, spoof communications, flood radar frequencies with noise. American forces felt this in Syria. Russian jamming made precision weapons miss. Drones lost connection. Radios went silent. The F-35 has decent electronic warfare capabilities. It can jam radar while staying stealthy, but it's primarily a striker, not a dedicated jammer. The F-47 takes this capability much further. So how does the F-47 dominate the electronic battlefield? By using advanced electronic warfare systems integrated from day one. The F-47 can jam enemy radar while tracking targets with its own sensors. It can spoof missile guidance systems, intercept communications, feed false data into enemy networks, and it coordinates electronic attacks with its drone wingmen. The drones act as distributed jammers. They position themselves across the battle space, create overlapping fields of electronic interference. Enemy radar sees ghosts. Their missiles lose lock. Their data links fail. Meanwhile, the F-47 operates freely. It sees everything. They see nothing. Electronic dominance translates to air dominance, and all of these capabilities point toward one unavoidable reality. Capability 1. Built to fight and win in the Pacific. Every weapon system gets designed for a specific threat. The F-15 dominated the Cold War. The F-22 prepared for Russia. Similarly, the F-47 is built for one adversary. China is expanding its military faster than any nation since the early Cold War. They're building aircraft carriers, expanding their stealth fighter fleet, developing hypersonic missiles. Their military budget grows every year, and they're testing 6th-generation fighter prototypes right now. The J-36 and J-50 prototypes that China flew publicly show serious capability. Tailless designs, advanced stealth shaping, large internal weapons bays. These aren't proof-of-concept models, they're pre-production demonstrators. China is racing towards 6th-generation fighters. So how does the F-47 counter the China challenge? Range, stealth, and endurance built specifically for Pacific operations. China's bases stretch across thousands of miles. Their J-20 stealth fighters are multiplying. Their 6th-generation prototypes are flying. The F-47 was designed to operate where tankers can't go, where bases are under constant missile threat, where every advantage matters. It's not a jet for every conflict. It's a jet for the conflict that keeps generals awake at night. The Taiwan scenario, the South China Sea standoff, any situation where China thinks they can win through distance and numbers. The F-47 negates both advantages. And here's the critical part. America gets there first. The F-47 makes its first flight in 2028. Operational capability by 2029. That's the official timeline from Air Force Chief of Staff, General David Allvin. Boeing already started building the first production jet. X-plane demonstrators have been flying since 2019. 5 years of secret testing, hundreds of flight hours logged, every system validated. By the time China fields their 6th-generation fighter operationally, the F-47 will already be patrolling the Pacific. First matters in military technology. The advantage goes to whoever deploys first. America learned that lesson with the F-22. China couldn't match it for 15 years. The F-47 repeats that advantage for another generation. Bonus capability, the designation that honors history. The Air Force doesn't choose fighter designations randomly. Each number carries meaning. The F-22 referenced the YF-22 prototype. The F-35 followed the X-35 demonstrator. These designations connect present to past. The P-47 Thunderbolt was one of World War II's most important fighters. It dominated European skies, provided ground support on D-Day, helped win the air war against Germany. Pilots called it the Jug because of its tough, barrel-shaped fuselage. It could take incredible damage and still bring pilots home. So why did the Air Force choose the F-47 for its 6th-generation fighter? The designation honors 3 legacies at once. First, the P-47 Thunderbolt and its contributions to air superiority in World War II. Second, 1947, the year the Air Force became an independent service. Third, recognition of the 47th President's support for developing the world's first operational 6th-generation fighter. This marks Boeing's first clean-sheet fighter design selected since their 1997 merger with McDonnell Douglas. The company invested billions in classified facilities in St. Louis before even winning the competition. They gambled big. They won big. and they delivered the foundation for American air dominance through 2050 and beyond. The F-47 isn't just hardware, it's a statement. America invented air power, America perfected air power, and America will continue leading air power into the 6th generation. The designation reminds everyone that American air dominance didn't happen by accident. It's the result of relentless innovation, massive investment, and unwavering commitment. 10 capabilities, 1 aircraft. The F-47 isn't just an upgrade, it's a complete rethinking of air dominance. Range that covers the Pacific, stealth that defeats every sensor, drones that multiply firepower, speed that puts it ahead of anything flying today, electronic warfare that blinds the enemy, sensors that see everything first, and engines that break the laws of physics. But the most important capability, the one that matters most, America gets it first. China can test prototypes, Russia can draw concepts, Europe can form committees. None of them are building production aircraft right now. None of them have 5 years of secret flight testing already complete. None of them are manufacturing actual jets today. The F-47 arrives in 2029. That's not a goal. That's the plan. And Boeing is ahead of schedule. So do you think 185 F-47s is enough? Or does America need more to counter China's numbers? Drop your answer in the comments below. If you want to see how the F-47 stacks up against the competition, check out our previous video on top 5 fighter jets in 2026. Who's number 1? We break down the F-35, the J-20, the Su-57, and everything else flying today. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We're covering the weapons and tech that define the future. No hype, no speculation, just facts and analysis you won't find anywhere else.